our standpoint, if anyone ever identified any ingredient in tobacco or in smoke as being hazardous to human health or as being something that shouldn't be there, we could eliminate it.
When cigarettes went into market in 1865, many of their negative effects were unknown or ignored by cigarette companies and health specialists for nearly 100 years until 1964. Although America has grown in educating and being aware of the harmful effects smoking can cause, it continues to be the largest preventable cause of death around the world. Smoking tobacco can have multiple negative effects on someone's health and society as a whole. The more someone smokes, the more likely he or she will have or develop a disease or health effect from smoking. Cigarettes act as nicotine delivery devices which carry nicotine to the brain as efficiently as an intravenous injection, causing smokers to become addicted after smoking just one cigarette.
Now, many people believe that smoking is just a bad habit, but it's more than that. For many people, it is a very serious addiction.
The popularity of cigarettes can be linked to the publicity and inexplicit messages found in media such as magazines, commercials, and movies throughout the history of the cigarette. Both tobacco control and tobacco industry forces are using the media to influence the attitudes and behavior of the American public. Despite a decline of roughly 50% in smoking prevalence over the past 40 years, about 1 in 5 Americans continue to smoke, and more than 4,000 young people smoke their first cigarette each day.
Tobacco is the most dangerous product legally sold in the United States. We've known for more than 50 years that it's a major cause of death and disease, and it's virtually unregulated in an economy that's become highly regulated. We regulate pharmaceuticals, we regulate food, we regulate the environment, and somehow, and we can explain the reasons, tobacco has eluded serious federal regulation.
Tobacco and nicotine are an addictive combination, and when companies sell one of the most widely known legal drugs, they have advantages. Because tobacco products generate an abundance of income for their individual industry and economy at the time of sales, regulation of tobacco products is not a high priority. In reality, over time, the industry as a whole costs the American economy billions of dollars for health-related costs caused or aggravated by smoking.
Smoking can cause you to have a higher risk for cancer. It can cause a higher risk for heart disease. It can cause your cholesterol to increase. It causes your immune system to decrease, so all of these conditions can become more severe.
Despite all the possible health-related risks brought on by smoking, the nicotine found within cigarettes is what brings smokers back time and time again. But with the abundance of new campaigns against smoking tobacco, the cigarette industry has made changes which have been brought on by the people but help the cigarette industry more.
Legislation, they put a label on cigarettes that said, "Caution, cigarette smoking may be hazardous to your health." We now know that the companies actually, in many ways, wanted that kind of a label, because then when individuals sued the companies, they could say, "You were forewarned."
With a steady decline in cigarette sales over the years, the sales of smokeless tobacco products released by companies such as Philip Morris have increased. With approval from the FDA, these corporations are able to deem their products safer, thus making products such as smokeless and electronic cigarettes more desirable. For the first time in decades, in 2014, overall nicotine and tobacco use increased among U.S. high school students. This can be linked to the large use of e-cigarettes, hookahs, and vaping by teens. E-cigarettes have become the perfect addiction machine, enticing a new generation of young people to a lifelong nicotine dependence. In order to put an end to the harmful effects brought on by the cigarettes and nicotine addiction, new laws need to be put in place by the government, such as raising the legal age to purchase cigarettes to 21 instead of 18, as well as adding a stricter regulation system. In reality, the success of ending the continuous cycle of the harmful effects smoking can cause relies on smoking cessation by an individual smoker. This needs to be sought after, and there are a few key steps in which smokers can follow to ensure successful cessation.
So here's the question. What do you do if you really want to quit? First of all, talk to your doctor. Your doctor can help you by understanding the options with you and putting a plan together. Don't forget to tell your doctor that you've tried to quit in the past and what worked for you and what didn't work for you. That'll help make a better plan. And suggest adding counseling. Counseling will increase your chances of success by a great deal. Remember, most people are not successful the first time. It takes a while. Do not stop trying.